I'm feeling for you. Let me lay it on the line.
Proper attire.
I wanna get with you. Baby girl, you're blowing my mind. I can't believe it's true. Baby girl, you're
Y'all.
blowing my mind.
You know, I got my theme music. It's January 24th. We just came off a great weekend at the NFL. And we heading to the NFC, AFC Championship. Oh, y'all, it's Tuesday night. We're in the room with Sports Talk here on TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with the global reach, y'all. We're going to start this bad fella tonight, y'all. I want to welcome everybody, y'all, to Sports Talk. I hope you had a great weekend and a safe weekend. We had some great football. I'm going to bring my fellas in. I ain't going to take too much time. I'm going to bring them right on in, y'all. I think the Midwest is here representing right now, showing some love. Just fresh off his show in Tulsa, Oklahoma. His show was the Two Dog Sports Talk from out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And with us tonight is my main man, Mr. Jeremiah Watts.
What's up, everybody? I'm still wearing my Dallas Cowboy gear because it don't stop.
How you doing, Jeremiah? I'm glad you survived, man.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good.
Okay, we heard a lot of them Cowboy fans is up on roof buildings and getting ready to jump off bridges and everything. But before we go on, because I'm gonna bring in
those the crazy fans.
Yeah, let me bring in my co-host of In the Room, my main man who jumped on y'all's bandwagon. Oh man, I had three of them: Mark, Jeremiah, and Phil on that bandwagon with the Dallas Cowboys. But bringing in, he's gonna come up here throwing them L's up, representing Langston University. My main man, like I said, the co-host of In the Room, show him some love, Mr. Philip Townsend, y'all.
Hey, what's up, baby? You know what time it is. Hey, look, I want to say hi to Sedaria and Bella Black and Terrence Hayes. How's it going, brother? All good. Vance.
That what you want to say? You want to say? I know. I'm glad you spoke to the fans that come in. Now we appreciate them tuning in.
No, I was checking my calendar to see if it was still January 24th, given how long it took to get to us.
Yeah, well, you know what? Why would I get to two losers, two L's? Why would I get to bring it? And he wore his paraphernalia.
Hey man, let's go, man. And I got a background that got Dallas Cowboys. And you know, see, that's what you can do when you're not a bandwagon fan.
Okay, tell us then.
When you're a real fan. When you're a real fan, you can do that.
Okay then. Well, let's start out, man. Woo, boy. I mean, I could really just dive in and do a swan dive on y'all. I can do a double somersault.
Hey man, dive on the question. Let's go.
Why then, Jeremiah? Why y'all do it every year, man? Why? But it just makes me and Stephen A so happy. But let me ask you this though: do y'all think Dak is the quarterback for y'all to move forward?
Yeah, cause he under contract.
You know, there's ways through the contract, brother.
No, not right now, cause he's owed too much money. So we gotta have him. But I think also you gotta understand Dak's strong suits and his weaknesses. And right now, Kellen Moore don't seem to understand. And Lord knows I'm hoping he get this Carolina Panther job so he can be gone because he don't understand it. Dak is not a pocket quarterback. Dak plays better when he's moving, when he's using his legs, and when he's outside the pocket. Dallas has to hire. I said earlier, Dallas needs to hire a good quarterback coach because Dak needs a quarterback coach to help him read defenses, also to help him understand how to pass the ball to lead the receivers open and not wait for them to get dead open just to throw the ball. So those are certain things that Dak, I think if we get some more help around Dak, I think we do need another receiver. I don't think Lamb did improve this year, but I think we do need another receiver. I'm still wondering where Brown went. Brown went MIA when Dak came back. Why Dak didn't keep throwing the ball to him? I didn't understand that. Gallup, I think Gallup is going to be gone. I think they're looking for another receiver to bring in there. Yeah, and we'll see what happens.
Whoa. You didn't get to the running back. You just danced all around him like that's
We already know that unless Zeke is willing to take a pay cut, Zeke is gone. In which he already said that he's willing to take a pay cut, and you got to have some understanding with Zeke. You are not the starter. You might not even get in the game except when it's on third down passing downs because you can block and on short yardage. Other than that, it's going to be Pollard or it's going to be whoever we draft. That's just the realness of it. We need you to be a player coach to help coach these running backs up and what's needed. That's just simple.
It's simple. Go ahead, Phil. Talk to me, man. Because Jeremiah, ooh, Lord.
Oh, okay. I thought Jeremiah was doing his 2-minute rant.
No.
Look, the Dak. I'm going to just push back just a little bit because I will say that Dak is a drop back quarterback, but his feature should be rollout passing. But the number one thing is Dallas needs another running back, and I'm tossing it out there right now. If a couple of teams don't pick Bijan Robinson up before Dallas needs to make Bijan their first pick. Again, they could use it. If they don't get him, they could use another true number one wide receiver. And there's some good ones coming out in this year's draft. So Dallas should be good and set there. And one thing they have to understand is this. Dallas should not have Dak throwing the ball any more than 30 times a game, period. I just don't understand it. But shore up that running game. You may end up looking for two backs because if Zeke doesn't want to take that pay cut like Dallas wants him to that deeply. I agree with Jeremiah. He's short yardage and his block. He picks up blocks extremely well. But Dallas, Pollard is up for a contract, so Dallas needs to figure out what they're going to do there.
Okay, well. Let's welcome our West Coast cast member, the one and only our one and only stand-up comedian that turned around the country. Did y'all have enough room on that wagon with Phil and Jeremiah and then Mark Heady Head? Come on. So Mark, we just trying to. Just was talking about should Dak is the one? Is Dak the one that's going to lead y'all to a championship?
Well, that still remains to be seen. Doesn't look good right now. But it's look. He threw more interceptions this year than he's ever thrown in his career. We're either going to say that there's a year where he didn't have it together, things that he was trying to do didn't work, or he's on a downward spiral. I remember the year 2 years ago where Zeke was fumbling the ball often, and that's not something he was known. We haven't even thought about that. We kind of forgot about that fumbling year. He wasn't doing it before. He hasn't done it since. So, if he can shore that up, there's a lot of other things other than the quarterback that we have to worry about. We definitely do need to improve our wide receiver core. I listened to Phil coming in when he was talking about as far as Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott did say he wanted to stay and we wanted to take a pay cut. He's not going to get it anywhere else. So they can release him and not pay it. He's not going to get the money anywhere else. Might as well get the good money and be where you're used to. And we need a little more shore up on that offensive line. And then we could do that. We can have that better balanced situation for Dak to succeed better.
Okay, Mark. Well, it's like I said, it's another year until I just don't think I don't think Dak has it, man.
Well, what I do know who has it is the whole Cowboys organization, because
You hear about?
it's like they're the only team that played and lost in the playoffs, because nobody's talking about New York losing, nobody's talking about Buffalo losing, who was picked to go to the Super Bowl and probably win it. Nobody. Every year, people want to have time to find out what the Dallas Cowboys are doing.
New York
They're
who?
one.
New
They're
York
one
who
of
was picked?
30. They're one of 30 teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
30 teams in the NFL. You've asked from jump, Vance, from August, were we going to win the Super Bowl? And now we're done, and you're asking, are we ever going to win the Super Bowl? All of you, Jeremiah, I know Jeremiah's a hardcore. There are two types of people: Cowboys fans and those who wish they were Cowboys fans.
Really? That was very eloquently.
Then, then,
Said,
then, then, then,
Marcellus.
then get us out your mouths.
Let's go. Roll it.
I ain't asking about the Giants. Come on.
Next question.
Okay. Okay. Well, that sounds like a winner, y'all. All right, then. Well, we'll see what's happening, y'all. So let's let's jump right into what's going on this weekend. We got the AFC NFC divisional championships. In the AFC, we have Cincinnati Bengals.
I mean, conference
First.
championship.
Yeah. Okay. Conference championships. Okay. The Cincinnati AFC conference. Yeah. Cincinnati Bengals and Kansas City Chiefs. Games in Kansas City. Mahone, what do you guys? Mahone looks like he might not be 100%. With that, I'm gonna start with you, Mark.
Neither was the Cowboys sync. Anyway,
Neither of the Cowboys. What now?
look at the note that it's
Oh, he was saying
Sonique or
Saniki said Giants
Soniki.
fans
I'm sorry, I didn't read. I need
weren't
glasses.
weren't
Soniki.
saying they were going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they shouldn't, and we weren't, and we weren't either.
But who said
So
that the Giants was going to win the Super Bowl? Not
no,
this
no,
year.
no, because I made a comment. I said you don't hear me talking about the Giants, and she said the Giants fan wasn't saying they won the Super Bowl. Neither were we. So that she got it. So the question between that game is going to be challenging because of what's going on with Patrick Mahomes and that ankle. But they've shored up their offensive line. The time they lost the Super Bowl, he was hurt with his feet, and they didn't have a good line, so he couldn't evade the rush. He won't have to very much, and he's also spreading the ball around more. I think still that offensive line of Cincinnati is still going to be a crutch. And even though Kansas City doesn't have a strong defense line, they got a very strong defensive lineman whose name escapes me. Y'all might tell me if you know it. But I think he's going to wreak some havoc.
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones. I think he's going to wreak some havoc. And at home, payback, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Sounds like a winner. What do you say, co-host?
I say that, well, this could be a blessing in disguise, given that Cincinnati's had the Chiefs' number. There's, a changeup may work out good for them. As Orlando Brown said, it could force the offensive line to step it up and do even better for Patrick, given that he won't be as mobile as he's been. And with Patrick's ability to throw off platform passes all the time and not necessarily have to always put that pressure on his drop foot, the right foot, to throw a pass. I personally think that he's going to be fine once they juice him up. Everything should work out just fine.
So again, you with Kansas City?
Yeah, I'm rolling with Kansas City.
Just
Okay, we
another
got two cases.
Saniki and Sedaria. If the Chiefs lose, nobody's going to talk about them for the rest of the week losing. Go ahead. There's only one team they're going to talk about for the rest of the season.
No. Mahomes will still be in the head. Mahomes will be the talk. It'll still be the talk. But go ahead, Jeremiah. Let's hear what you got to say.
On the $2 Sports Talk Show, I broke this down. That both teams are pretty evenly matched. And hold on, Sedaria, if I could apply for the job, I probably could do a better job than Kellen Moore, but that's neither here nor there. But the thing is,
wow, promises.
But I think this. I still like Cincinnati in this one. When you go back to the three games that Kansas City lost, they played real well. Both teams played real well. Neither defense really stopped either team. It was 3-point losses in each game, so they only lost by 3. But I think that Cincinnati it's going to be. I think they'll probably edge them out in this one also. I think if Mahomes wasn't injured with that ankle, I think it might be a little bit different. But we'll see. But I do like Cincinnati in this one.
What a vote of confidence from Sedaria.
Well, these comments on fire tonight.
Co-host, close it up.
Well, no. Again, like I said earlier, I think that the Chiefs can still they can still win this, but it's really irrelevant. I mean, because everybody knows the Eagles are going to win the championship. So it just depends on how long you want to play.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's what I said. Well, with that, y'all, let me take a station break, man. Woo, it's hot. It's hot tonight. We got comments being fired up. My panel, they fired up too, man. And them Cowboys did what they normally do. They would just
hey man, take the break and come on.
Look at them.
Was
all
break.
Three of them, dog. I wish all three could be on the screen. All three. They're gonna look at them. All three of them riding high in the same boat.
That was his break, Jeremiah, talking about the Cowboys.
But ladies and gentlemen, as we go, if you just tune in to TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with the global reach, y'all. And right now, we want to go into one of our sponsors, yo. We gaining sponsors, and so right now, stay tuned for our new sponsor.
I haven't been paid for these endorsements, ladies and gentlemen. This is the honest to God truth.
I just knew you'd like chicken. I had a feeling.
Yes. Funnel cake.
On a scale of 1 to 1 million.
You gotta try that.
I'm gonna try it.
And, I wouldn't have imagined because you just don't know what to. But it's perfect. It's amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
1 million.
Oh my gosh! Yes, 1 million. 1 million.
All right, that's our Wayne's Wings, y'all. So everybody get a chance out there on Walsham.
Was that chicken cooked?
Huh?
Was that chicken cooked?
Wow.
Yeah, it was the sauce. That's all y'all could see.
Hey, man, can we get some? They need to give out more information on the commercial, man. We don't even know what it is.
Don't insult our sponsor, Phil.
No.
Really, Phil.
They look good. They was deliciously looking. Right now, y'all, we're gonna jump right into our.
Thank you, Wayne's Wings.
I guess it was baked.
It was supposed to be. I think was it waffle cake, funnel cake.
No, it was funnel cake. Funnel cake. It had funnel cake batter on the wing.
That's what it was.
That's what
looked different in the computer. So just so we know, Wayne's Wing. Phil couldn't see it because the computer looked small. It was like that, but we appreciate your sponsorship.
We don't know where they at, Sedaria. We just got to Google them or something, I guess, because they didn't give us no information.
Vance said it on some street. What was the street down?
I said it on Walsham Avenue.
In San Antonio? Okay.
San Antonio on Walsham Avenue. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Walsham Avenue.
Walsham Avenue or Walsham Road?
Okay.
You mean there's two of them?
Same thing.
You mean there's two
Road and Avenue is different, Vance. It's not the same.
Google. It'll get you there. I bet if you put Avenue in there, it'll get you there. You put
Why not me, say, do they have a phone number?
Okay.
Hey, man. Hey, Vance. Vance, next time you talk to them, can you ask them on the next commercial, give us more information?
Yeah.
Get more information on the commercial.
I tell him to get a business card. That's
Vance's job. He's supposed to read.
All right, move on.
All right. So now, so we're gonna jump into our one tonight, y'all, and it's simply called "Just a Doggone Minute," and it's hosted by no other than the Two Dogs, the host of the Two Dogs Sports Show out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, Mr. Jeremiah Watts.
What's
Jeremiah,
up? What's
what's
up,
happening?
everybody? How y'all doing? Just a doggone man. I was going to talk about Dallas Cowboy fans and why things are going with it. I was going to talk about the Memphis officers, but I decided I'm going to talk about the NBA. It's like All-Star Fest all day long. There's no defense. You got teams every night. Every night you got teams scoring 120, 130, 140 points. The cotton-picking Milwaukee Bucks the other night scored 150 points. The final score between the Detroit Pistons and the Milwaukee Bucks was 150 to 130. What is going on here? Have we just forgot about how to play defense? Are we just saying Olay and just let? Is that what the NBA done turned into? Is that we just say Olay and you just score at will? This is crazy. The Sacramento Kings, they scoring 120, 130 points every night. Every night, we almost have a team almost every night scoring 130, 140 points. This was unheard of. It makes the game. I know they want more offense in the NBA. You know, they call it touch fouls. Last week I seen where there was not a foul in sight and the refs called a foul, and when they went to the replay, they had to reverse it because the man never touched the dude. You had one against the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Miami Heat shot 40 free throws. Butler shot 20 by itself. That is crazy. Something has to be done because this is getting ridiculous. This is getting out of hand. When you got to heard the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Boston Celtics about a week or two ago, 100. They got 136 points. The Oklahoma City Thunder. This is getting out of hand. The NBA, we have to do something because we have an all-star games in the regular season, and that should not be. We gotta get back to allowing these teams to play defense. They scared to touch somebody because you're going to get a foul, so they're just letting the people shoot, letting them score at will. NBA, come on, we can't have all-star games during regular season. And load management is getting out of hand. It's getting ridiculous. You had a child in the Miami game tonight, came all the way from Honduras or wherever he came for to see Butler, and Butler not playing because they load managing. Come on, NBA, we got to do better. And I'm drawn, and I'll be doggone, and I'm out.
Yeah, man, that's tough. That load management. Picking games. I mean, stand too. They got to win. They got to be. They trying to be in a position. Certain position. It's tough. It's a tough thing, man. When go ahead, Phil.
No, I was just going to say Steve Kerr had some really good points about why it's so difficult to play in the defense in the NBA today. Some of the things he pointed out was pace of play was one of these things, and he's talking about the whole evolution of the game. Even said that it's that Steph Curry effect. Now people are pulling up from anywhere once they cross half court and shooting the ball. And then how things have gotten slanted toward the offensive player more so to where now it's so difficult for the ref to officiate a game because you see Giannis is the perfect example of this. He will set their dribble, swipe his feet back like a dog would do, and then just a bull, and then just charge and run straight over somebody, and they'll call it on the defense saying they weren't in legal guarding position. And so rules changes have had a good effect on this, as Kerr points out. So you can see it, and just the fact too that the shooters, I don't know how many times I have to say this, the shooters are so much better today than they were back in, in the 70s, the 80s, and all like that. They're just so much better.
Phil, were they better? Or back then they wasn't allowed to shoot as freely as they are now.
No, the shooters are definitely better shooters today than they were back then. Look at a whole, and the shooters are definitely better today.
The game has changed, Phil.
I think those rules changed because you didn't back then you didn't practice.
You weren't shooting threes like that.
It ain't about shooting the three. You still hold it. You all are. See, this is where you have simpletonness and genius. The thing
simpletonness and genius.
the thing is this.
You have my attention.
It doesn't matter whether they're shooting threes. The whole point is who shoots the ball better. Who can put it through the hole better? And the people that can shoot the ball better are the players today. You don't have to ask me that.
Can I
jump in? Day, and they will tell you
they don't shoot better from age. They don't shoot the mid-range better.
Vance.
They don't shoot the mid-range
Vance.
Go ahead, Mark.
Vance, can I help you out?
Let Mark talk, Phil.
I got him, Phil. Shooting is shooting. People are shooting more from the three. You got to remember also, they're shooting more from the three because the three-point line is closer than it was back in the day. Also, the game has geared towards shooting threes. You weren't shooting threes very much back in the day. That three-point line was so far back, it probably was 1 or 2 3-point shot attempts per half. Now you got more shot attempts. Also, doesn't matter if you are, as they call it, positionless. You got centers, forwards, as well as guards, all capable of shooting threes. I mean, Jokic is a center at 7 feet tall, and he can shoot the ball from three and from the mid-range, man. So the shooters and strokers out there right now.
They're shooting wide open. That's
another thing. That's another thing. But
that's not true, Vance.
Believe me,
all of them know.
Vance, believe me when I tell you that back in the day, those guys would be wide open for threes for a reason. Guys are more open now because defenses.
Well, they wouldn't be shooting threes back in the day.
But also back.
I said that.
Also, 15-footer.
Also back then, young folks was trying to dunk. Now when you're dealing with young folks, they're practicing more on shooting a jump shot or shooting a three, where back in the day it was more of trying to see how I can dunk, how fancy I can do it. So the mentality and the style was different. And so what they did was totally different, where now you go in the gym, you don't have a lot of young people shooting mid-range. You don't have a lot of young people trying to figure out how to dunk. Most of them are shooting threes and trying to shoot behind the line where Steph Curry is shooting from. That's what they're doing now.
The mindset is so
conditioned. The mindset. So back then,
and I'll give you a good example. I came here from practice. You see the school behind me. I came here to practice, and we were running a play, and the guy on the back end, the zone, they practice against the zone was shifted all the way over. My guy on the back end still stayed behind the three when he could have just cut back door, got an easy pass for a layup. He threw it across to him, and he didn't step in front of the three-point line to catch the ball because it was short. He stood with his feet behind the three-point line as if he couldn't cross it to reach forward to get the ball coming back. It's just like it's impossible. But and he's one of the taller guys I got on the court that can shoot threes but can get a layup. And it's Mark, like the mentality's not there.
Mark, if I could help Vance and Jeremiah understand something, there was a key word that I said in there: evolution of the game.
True.
The thing is this: the reason, Vance, it's not that they don't shoot mid-ranges better. When they were shooting mid-ranges, the game has transformed so that now people like DeMar Rosen, when DeMar Rosen set up there. I'll give you an example. Vance Sharpe was just talking about the other day about how the mid-range game was his game. That's what he did. And what did they do? They told him, baby, it's about shooting threes. Do you know what happened with DeMar DeRozan out of Toronto? It's like, no. The mid-range game, brother, we can't really have that. You got to learn how to shoot threes because the game has transitioned to where the three-point game. Why do you see people drive to the basket and kick the ball back out when they can shoot a layup?
Because they can't shoot that mid-range.
Vance,
Vance,
that is nothing.
It's not because they can't shoot the
I don't
mid-range.
know what.
Because this is the Vance. One thing what Phil is saying. This is the age because I go to high school basketball games, or it eats me up when they instead of running the floor to cut to the basket, they running the floor, everybody going to the 3-point line, or they have a wide open layup going under and they dish out, and it burns me up because I'm like and then you shoot the three and you miss and you did, but that's just the way. That's the mentality of the game.
Has evolved.
Okay, well,
it has nothing to do with can't. It's what the game does now. So would somebody please explain to Vance that there's a difference between can't and where the game has evolved to?
That's true. Very true.
Clippers
I'm telling you. I like that, Thomas Smith. But anyway, let's move on. Matter of fact, we got to get to our second favorite segment of the night, y'all. We've been we got to move up. We got to speed up the show a little bit, though. And
that's right, Sinky.
That we simply call Mark's Rant. So, Mark, what you ranting about tonight, my brother?
So, I'm gonna rant on here. We got to carry over still and on. It's just really bad because people like Phil and myself. We're representative of HBCUs, and they're being called out, which I'm glad about. I'm glad about it. They're being called out. Ed Reed is the latest one to do so, and calling them out about the conditions and how they treat their program, the money that they put in, where they have towards their athletic programs. I'm gonna say this about my HBCUs. I don't mean to disrespect, but I'm just gonna call it out on it for real. Don't ask for why HBCU schools can't compete with the predominantly white schools or the big schools like the Alabamas or the Florida States or Clemson's and things like that. I learned on the Langston campus from a professor there. It said when he was telling me the difference between Oklahoma University and Oklahoma State University. Oklahoma State has a better football program at the time because they want to have a good football program. I've said this before. The HBCUs don't want to have a good football program. It's very apparent. You see it in why Deion left. There's things coming out and showing that where Jackson State was doing their thing. The money's the money, man. The money's the money, and you got to spend it on what you want to. And then also my thing and my theory and my worry too as well is that these football coaches, these athletic coaches, football and basketball, they'll become more popular and earn a lot more money than these presidents. And these presidents want this money. Don't get it twisted. But Bethune-Cookman and what was going on, what you see over there, you had players come out and talk about Ed Reed basically brought to light what was really going on. Because they really didn't have locker rooms. So they have a shed where they keep the football uniforms and equipment. Where it rains, it all gets rusted and messed all up. The conditions are horrible. They're not putting the money in it. Florida's about football. And they're not putting money into the colleges, to the black colleges. But hey, you say you want a team to do well, but you're not willing to do what it takes. And that's fine. As long as they're a good quality education school, they're affordable for kids to go to, then let's be that. But until we change some of this leadership in some of these black colleges and get some people who are willing to do what it takes, don't expect the HBCUs to do but so much to get where they are. And these pros that can't get the coaching jobs at the white schools are going to use them as a stepping stone, just like Deion Sanders did. It's too bad, but hey, as Earth, Wind, and Fire eloquently sang, that's the way of the world. I'm out.
Well, Mark, once again, man, I'm glad you brought that up about the HBCUs. And Phil made a great point on that. He had hinted that earlier about how you know how that money and everything is being distributed. Why?
And I said
let me say this.
adding to our own school, Phil, what
But
bothers me is that we're controlled. And I guess, but this school is controlled by Oklahoma State University. Langston is controlled by Oklahoma State University.
yeah,
You've had
well,
the
but
last 3 basketball coaches are white. You mean a
let,
black coach can't get that job?
well, yeah, but let me say this. It's just like all Power 5 schools aren't created equal. Neither are all HBCUs. I
True.
tell you, I don't really have a problem with what Ed Reed had with when I go back and walk on Langston University's campus.
Right. You don't.
You see, now, but look, are there concerns there? Yeah, but it gets into this. Just what role alumni are playing in it. Look, I'll be honest with you. I had looked at a couple of different times at setting up scholarship funds there, but I decided not to because I didn't like the way the campus was being run. And until there are some changes in how it's being run, Phil Townsend's money will not go there. It's as simple as that. And I don't care if someone's up or not. But I love Langston University. But again, right now it is Oklahoma State University at Langston, Oklahoma, and that's a big issue that I have with how someone's allowing the university to be given away. But again,
look at Phil. That's going to be a good conversation on another day. We'll bring it up because right now I want to make sure we run it out of time for the night show, and I want to make sure we get our third favorite segment of the night and what we call Phil Knows It All. And I definitely want you to talk to us, Phil. What you got on your mind as you take us on out, y'all? It's been a great show tonight, man. We had a lot to cover. SA Lakers, we'll get back to your questions next week.
He ain't got no questions. You just making
don't try to
stupid
shoot a
comments.
Laker. Where's the SA Laker at? All
He
right,
making
brother.
stupid comments. He ain't got no questions. He making stupid
Yeah, I mean,
comments.
look. I ain't paying attention. I'm not paying
Where's
attention
my
to
SA
the
Laker
Commodore
at?
fans. I ain't paying
But
attention to
anyway,
no Commodore fans because they ain't make the playoffs.
But we need to jump in right now. Phil knows it all.
Yeah.
Take us away, Phil.
Hey, look, this is going to be really short. I just want to talk about the Supreme Court for a moment. Look, this sham investigation that they just ran through, look, that was a classic case of the fox guarding the hen house. They sat up there and going to have the inside person who has no real knowledge of how to run a thorough investigation, do the investigating. And what did the person do? I mean, just literally thoroughly went through the lower staff, grilling them and giving them everything. But when it came to the justices themselves, it was just about conversation. Them having a diatribe with each other. That literally makes no sense. They should have had to go with the sworn affidavit that they did not leak it. But you know why? That person that was investigating knew not to do it because they would have known that it had to come from Alito or it had to come from Clarence Thomas primarily. Those would be the number 1 and 2 people to believe that would have leaked it or their spouse. But yet, they didn't have to sign an affidavit. They didn't get thoroughly questioned about it. This is a Supreme Court that refuses to set any type of code of conduct itself. It can go out and literally take all the monies, all the fundings, all of the gifts, all of the pleasures from anybody that is willing to dump it on them. And yet, they love having this reign of superiority. They're supposed to be the very people. If it's anybody who would subjugate themselves to the rules and the laws of society, it should be the Supreme Court. But yet, they're the ones who want to live up and above the rule of law. And that's exactly what they do. It's time that they understood that they are there to govern the people, for the people, and by the people, and they are there to be on the same level as we are when it comes to the law, and stop this air of superiority that they believe they have. And somebody tell Clarence Thomas to just go ahead and get off the Supreme Court with his sorry ass. He knows he shouldn't be on there. Get on off there with your wife pulling up everything she can to mess up the country. Both of you, just go somewhere and hide. I'm out of here.
Well. Hey, it's been a hot night, y'all, on TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach room with sports talk. Man, we had so much fire and on some tangents. We touch it all here. So, Phil, Mark, Jeremiah, next week, man, we'll just continue it up and keep it going. Fellas, I appreciate y'all coming on. All our guests that came on, ones that made comments, all of them. Sedaria,
SA Lakers.
Huh? Go ahead,
SA Lakers, we're looking good. SA Lakers, we'll be there in the end.
Not if SA Lakers keep making ignorant comments like you just made.
Yeah, hey, exactly. But hey,
TV. We out here, fellas.
Commanders fan got so few things to cheer about.
Yeah, them G.I. Joe.